Yo, what's up, guys? So in this tutorial, you're gonna learn how to make this Shockwave 2D Shockwave effect using Godot's visual shader and particle system. So let's get started. So I'm just gonna get rid of the one that I've made, and first things first, add a sprite 2D. We want to work on the shader itself first. Quick load and just load the Godot icon. Just going to drag it over here and leave it like that. So go back to the materials tab and click on the new material, click on shader material and click on new shader. Make sure it's a visual shader and canvas item type and call this 2D Shockwave. I'm just going to put tutorial here because it's tutorial version. All right, create and click on it. So everything is new, there is nothing. So the first thing we want to do is basically to make it, render the whatever is behind it, render the screen of the game, of the viewports or whatever. Just render the screen. So make it kind of transparent-ish stuff. So drag out the color parameter, add a texture 2D. You add a texture 2D and switch that to screen. Click on this eye icon and you see it's transparent, there's nothing rendering. So drag this out and use the screen UV. Now you can see right here, this screen is basically showing whatever you're doing right here is basically showing on the screen. If you see this, you're good. This guy will be empty because it's basically rendering everything that is behind it. So it's just going to be blank like that, but it's not actually blank. So yeah. Now, next we need to do is to displace it. So we are going to use a noise texture. So add a noise, a texture 2D. Add another texture 2D and just create a new noise texture. Click on that. Go over to the parameters. Click a new fast noise texture. Click on the new fast noise texture and go to this fractal and switch this to rigid. Give me the best results. Reduce the gain until you see it like it looks this kind of warped and stuff. So yeah, you can leave it like that. Maybe you can tweak this noise texture later to get the different results you want. Now, if you connect the texture to this screen, you'll see this is displacing displacing the texture and the screen. So you can see right here is already displacing it like a lot. So this is rendering something. So what we want to do is to be able to control how much displacement is being, like how much is displacing, how much displacement stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a mix node, vector 2, I think, and add a mix node, then add the noise texture as the first parameter, which is already done as in point A, and then add the screen UV at point B. Now I want to be able to mix between these two things. So if we drag this out and we can add a float constant, search for float constant, and by adjusting this to 1, it should turn, like normal. This is normal, no displacement at all. And if you turn it to like 0.5 or lower, and there's displacement. So now the issue is we want to invert it because 0 should be no displacement and 1 should be displacement. So we are going to subtract it by -1. So add a subtract node, and build the b value to be -1. It will make it inverse of that. So look at it, 0.5. So if we go 0, there is no displacement. 1, there is displacement, and that's good. So now the next thing we want to do is the weight. So we are going to, this is what's going to help us control how much displacement we want. So if you keep reducing, you get something, and I think around 0.2 and stuff is actually okay. So for now, this guy is good. Like you can see the result, it warps it a bit. What you can do is you can click this guy and convert it to a constant parameter and just call it, displacement strength displacement strength and stuff. So you can also, use a sample pot, and you can drag a sample pot here, use texture parameter, 2D parameter, to, if you want to, so that you can see it in the export. When you click on the sprites, go back to shader parameters, you can, see this place to put your noise texture and all that stuff. But I'm not going to do that because seriously, there's like no need. But you can if you want. So for now, this is the only value I'm interested in. So for back to this float parameter, you also want to add a range. And for me, 1 is too much because look at 1, like what do you want to do with that? So instead, something like 0.3 works well for me. So something like this. That is still too much, but just a little bit like this, like very, very low. In fact, 0.1. Yeah, I think that is okay. Something like this is good. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is basically add this to a particle system. So now that we have the shader, we just add it to a particle system. So add a CPU particle or GPU particles, whichever you choose, and go back to the texture. For the texture, I currently have, like, look for any circle, smoke, anything circle, like, if I size circle, you can get these textures in Kenya setback, like you can get all these circle textures online. But currently I'm using this smoke. It also came with the Kenya setback. I'll drop a link in the description. So probably you're seeing it right now. So click on that, add the smoke texture, go back to the process material, add a new particle process material, and you get this. So I'm using the smoke because it's no extra displacement. It's displaced already, so extra displacement. So yeah, click on. We need to turn off the gravity. We don't need gravity, so go over to accelerations, gravity, and turn that to 0. And the next thing we want to work on is make sure it is 1. Only wants 1 particle. What else? Display, go back to scale and create a curve, scale curve texture. Click on that, click on the curve, go back to the preset and tell it to ease out. And you got a shockwave. You can change the time, make it, if you want, less. Sorry, I was clicking on the wrong thing. Time, go over there and make it 0.1, and that you can also increase explosiveness to 1, so it's explosive. And randomness, if you want random stuff, I don't know. Random is not really important right here. All right, so with that done, you need to attach our shader we just did right now to this particles. So go back to the particles, go back to the materials, click on new, click on new shader material, and click on that. Now for the shader, you can drag and drop your shader, or you can search it with quick load, just search it out to whatever you save is. So mine was Shockwave tutorial. You can see it, Shockwave tutorial, and if you add that, let me hide the old sprite. You can see it's already displacing. You're done. Literally, like, this is actually good. It's already done. End of tutorial. Yeah, that's it. It's done. You can use it for explosions, to add an extra to stop. If for the effect you saw when I started the game, I think this was it 5, and you can see it's displacing the entire thing, like displaces everything behind it. So you can also go back to the shader parameters and increase the displacement however you want and stuff. So, but I'm okay with mine, no displacement. So yeah, that's basically it. You're done. Like, it's done. Not too much there to do. All right, so thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. If you did, I don't know, like, subscribe and stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.